Just a quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you catch all the next videos that keep coming up here. But let me show you what we're going to do today. All right, so we have two really cool cards. This one's just adorable because it has these little pop-up flowers on it. Aren't that amazing? And then of course this really cute little gift bag, a little personalized gift bag. Be really cute for either a little piece of chocolate or even like a pair of earrings, you know, that you could give away. Something a little bit nicer, right? So what we're going to be using today is the Unbounded Beauty collection. Now that collection is pretty extensive. It has the Unbounded Love stamp set, which is great greetings with some wonderful label dies and some accent pieces, some leaves and things like that too. And then the Flowers of Beauty stamp set. This is a two-step stamp set. So like, you know, this and this goes over the top. The same with these match up. These are the same thing. We'll be using some of those today. And another great element sent too. Not only does it have the items to cut out the stamped images, but some additional accessory items also, complementary items. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. And along with that suite, we also have two different papers. Okay, so we have this beautiful in color glimmer paper. This is the brand new colors for 2024-2026. So there are in colors around for 2 years. So we have some really nice glimmer paper. And then of course, designer series paper. That too has some amazing patterns and colors. Beautiful, right? And then we all know that the flip side on these are usually a little more muted and you know, kind of match a little bit everything. They're not necessarily flowers. A couple of them are, but not all of them. All right, and it also comes with these really cute little embellishments to the 2024-2026 in color resin dots. So beautiful colors on those too. All right, so let's get started with our first card. Okay, get all of our supplies here that we need. And of course, you know, in the video at the bottom, there'll be a description to if you want the cutting instructions, there'll be instructions on my blog. The link will be in the description below. So if you want to know all of those goodies, feel free to pop on over there and grab them. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter too. That way you know when I have new things coming out. So this is a half of a sheet of the one of the new in colors. Called Peach Pie. You'd think I would know that by now, right? Because they've already been out for a whole 2 days. All right, so I'm just going to score this at 4 1/4. So this is a half a sheet. So it's 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. We're going to just kind of fold that in half here real quick. Get a nice score line with my bone folder. Those are always fun to have, right? Okay, set that aside. And then I'm going to start with a piece of Calypso Coral and some basic white that I've already embossed with the Eyelet 3D embossing folder. This is again, this is a brand new folder. I know this camera's just not picking this up, but you can see it there now, right? Okay. So let's tape these two together. All right. And I'm going to start with some ribbon, some of the peach pie ribbon that I want to put over the top of this. You know, a lot of people do where they do a strip and you make a bow and you add a bow to the ribbon. That's all fine. I mean, it's an extra inch of ribbon to do it this way, but I find it easier to hang on to. And a trick when you're doing ribbons is I have this. Let me open that up for you a little bit. It's totally flat here, right? And I'm going to bring it around and keep it flat this way, right? This one I'm going to keep flat also, keeping it up just like that. And I'm going to go underneath this piece here. So a trick to a flat ribbon is to, or flat bow on your card, is to keep your ribbons as flat as possible. So when I do these here, I want to make sure that this folds this way, okay? And it'll stay nice and flat on my card here, okay? Put my pinky down there, grab my bow, and this is just like tying your shoelaces here. But again, keeping the ribbon as flat as possible as you go around the corners will help keep this bow pretty flat for the envelope when you go to mail this too. All right, so we're gonna just get, and again, I hold the middle and I, just kind of go back and forth to get to the length that I want on this ribbon. All right, this is probably good. Let me find my scissors here. Get this cut, this little pull cut off there. I'm just not liking the way that went around, but we can fix that. There we go. All right. You'd think I could fix that. Of course, when I'm on camera, it's a whole nother story, right? But I'm going to move this over here just a little bit. Okay, so I've pre-cut out a piece of the designer paper and a piece of the glimmer paper. Now the designer paper pattern I used was, let me see if I can find it real quick here. I think it's this one. It's this kind of blotchy, kind of, I know it might look yellow on camera, but it's actually orange. It's kind of the peach color one. So I cut it out of that, just so it already has like some pattern to it. Let's see, probably put it there. So it's already got like color in it. All right, I'm gonna use get my silicone mat over here. So I want to get some tape on the back of this one and on the back of this one. Okay, and I'm gonna just layer these up over the top of each other first. Okay, it's like that. Oh, sticky, sticky. I'm gonna add a little more tape to the back of that. All right, and I'm gonna kind of just pop it underneath where this ribbon is. I want it to be a little bit off to the side here. Just about like that, okay. And then I can slide my ribbon where I want it, because I want it kind of over that. I know most people would put this on already, but I didn't. It's all good. We're gonna put that right in the middle of the card. Now you guys all know, I've been told a million times, I have these cards that look like they just have a lot going on and they're going to be, hard to make, but they're not. Look how quick this is going together. I just pre-embossed this. You watched me do and die cut those. Those are quick, quick, quick. Okay, so let's get our other stamping done. I'm going to use Peach Pie and Calypso Coral. This is the old style stamp pads. So if you happen to have, so I have two different styles of pads here. If you happen to have some of the old ones, cute little tip, have it facing towards you, hold your hands on the side, use your thumbs and pop that lid open. Then you can reach around, flip it over and slide it back. And of course the new cases are a clamshell. They open and again, they also slide back. This one's a little stiff because it's brand new. All right, so I'm going to make 2 of these little flowers. Okay, Calypso Coral and Peach Pie. And of course I have to figure out which way these line up, right? And I think it's right here. 2-step stamping, right? Nope. And I just got to move it around petal to petal here. There we go. Right here. All right, so we're just going to go right down where it belongs. Except for I must have moved it when I re-inked it. There we go. Sometimes it's easier to do the outline first, and sometimes it's easier to do the inside first. Whichever works for you, if you can't quite tell where you can see through the stamp. So let me show you, like if I did this one and did it first, get my Calypso back out and try to line this up again. You can go back around it. Sometimes it's easier to do one or the other. So test it out on your stamp. So they both work. They both work just about the same there, huh? Okay. All right, and then I need to get my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine up here. Get some room because I don't have my mini with me today. And I need the little tiny die, this really little one here. Okay, we need to cut out. And again, if you just kind of circle it around petal by petal, you'll find which one works the best. Looks like it's not that one. And once you find it, you can see it kind of lands right where it needs to be. All right, let's run that through. Try to make this as unjiggly as possible. Okay, so there's one. And I actually like this one. I did the other way better. So we'll do that one next. And two. I just needed 2 flowers for this card. All right. So I'm still here in Florida. We've stayed much longer than originally anticipated. We were supposed to be back in Michigan like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. But it's been so beautiful here, and we just keep staying longer, but we are getting ready to head out. So next video, I'm sure you'll see me do in Michigan. All right, and then I need to stamp my greeting. This is from one of the Unbounded Love little labels. This one right here I used, right? And since this is a clear set, it's easy to do. And again, I have my greeting on an angle. My eye seems to be able to see that better when I'm looking through it rather than square. That way I can not have it be right over the top of my element that I want to stamp on. Typically you would stamp first and die cut later, but I wanted to have a little bit prepped ahead of time for you guys. All right, so looks like I need to re-ink my Calypso Coral ink pad. All right, so I'm going to get my greeting on some dimensionals. Huh, kind of missing those. Getting a little down there. Getting a little empty here. Let's just, you know, we use up every little bit, don't we? I just cut these little edges. Pop. All right, and just want that kind of like right there. Well, happy birthday. I'll use some minis on this other one. I'm going to just kind of give my flowers a little bit of a curl, give them a little bit more dimensional there. You could use a bone folder. I'm just kind of like pinching it between my fingers and gently curling up the edges. Whichever way works for you. And I need a dimensional on one and a glue dot on the other. Okay, so I'm going to get a glue dot on this one, and I want to put it right about there. That looks good. And then the one on the dimensional, I'm going to go kind of over it a little bit and pop it up right there. Then these aren't part of the Suite collection, but they are also 2024-2026 in color gems. And they have all of the, let's see if you can see them this way. They've got a shimmer to them. So I just wanted I wanted something that had a little bit more shimmer to it since I got all this glitter going on. We want to keep that going here. All right, get my scissors, and I'm just going to use, let's see, I'm going to put a big one on the bottom flower and a little one on the top flower. And let's grab a third. Balance. I like things done in odds. A little balance, a little glimmer right there too. And voila, one beautiful happy birthday card. This glimmer paper is just adorable. It gives it such richness when you see it. Okay, so that's that one. Next card. All right, again, I have some of it prepped. I'm gonna score this at 4 1/4. Again, it's the other half of the sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. If you're metric, whatever your standard size is, cut your piece of paper in half horizontally. If you don't know, if you don't have a scoring tool to score that, you can also just take that paper, meet these ends up here, and use your scoring, your bone folder to give it a score. The scoring on the scoreboard just gives it a little bit sharper of an edge there. All right, so for this card, again, I used that eyelet, 3D eyelet on some peach pie paper. Get that taped down. This tape is pretty sticky. I've never had to use more tape than what I just put on there. I don't have my cards come apart. I do travel, so on airplanes. I live in Michigan for half the year. I live in Florida for half the year. I do not have this tape delaminate at all. So, you know, some air is dry, some air is humid, depending on where I'm living at, and it seems to work everywhere. Okay, and then here's another strip of that same designer paper. Get a little more on the edge on that one. All right, and then this I want to put right down the middle. I think that's the middle. We're close to the middle. Yep, all right. Okay, then my next piece that I used, I die cut this out of another one of the new dies in this year's newly released catalog, and it is called Spotlight on Nature, and it comes with these really cool set of circles. They nest, but they're also different patterns. So we have this hash pattern, we have like a little leaf, little fleur-de-lis type little thing, little dashes, and they kind of alternate. So we have all different sizes, and they'll nest inside of each other here. Perfect, perfect go-to set for little elements like this, right? And again, I'm going to use my Calypso Coral ink and another one of the Unbounded Love or Unbounded Love greetings. There's lots of them there in Calypso Coral. And this one just says best of luck. Best of luck. Okay. That aside. This I also want up on dimensionals. So let's get a few of those going there. Gotta love those edges, right? I love Stampin' Up's dimensionals because they have aka pop dots, for those of you that might not know what a dimensional is. Pop dots, little foam stickies. And I love them because you use the entire sheet. There's no waste. And we're gonna just put that right in the middle here. Okay. And then this is one of the elements that I cut out of the die set. So it's of the Unbounded Beauty die. So it's just one of these additional, it's not meant to be stamped, it's just an element. Again, let me get my, actually I'm going to put this on dimensionals. Let's find a couple of spots here. No, you know what I'm going to do first so I can hide the dimensionals. Let's put that back. All right, we're going to make these little flowers. Okay, so the two strips, there's two strips. They're large and small little flowers. So I just cut, you know, a couple of each. This is in Calypso Coral. Let me find my foam pad here. And I'm just going to take the smaller one, put it on a glue dot. And I'm going to put it a little offset. Oh, glue dot's a little goofy there. a little bit offset on the petals. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to take my stylus. Comes in with your simply scored scoring board. I'm going to take the fat end and I'm just going to push that down in because I want this little bit of a three-dimensional little flower here. Okay, and I want to put these on this first. So I'm going to get some glue dots. Oops, didn't get it with the glue dot. Okay, and I'm going to put one kind of right here on the end. I'm going to put this on my silicone mat so that my glue dot doesn't get stuck. And I can also pull that up too. Okay, pull that up a little bit. And then I've already pre-done 2 peach pie ones and another calypso coral one. So again, let's get my glue dot on there. And I'm going to put this one right here. And another one. Put that one right here. Pull those petals up. I'm kind of flattening them out when I'm playing with them here. Yeah, last but not least, and we'll put that one right here. Okay, so now that I've got those on there, I'm going to flip that over and I'm going to add a dimensional underneath each one of these petals. So the petals kind of hide the dimensional because this is a pretty thin element here. This leaf spray is not very wide. There's no real wide spots. I'm just going to put one in each of these little spots. That is plenty to hold this on. Get off there. Okay. Garbage. Guys, you don't want to see my garbage, do you? You would be shocked if you saw the rest of my room. All right, and then this I'm just going to lay next to my best of luck here. Kind of get it on the card, right, like that. Okay. Pull my little flowers back up. I have one of them little diamonds stuck to me. Get that popped up a little bit. Okay. And we're going to add ribbon. You know me, ribbon. This time I'm doing just the bunny ears because I'm just making a bow. 2 little bunny ears, 2 loops, and tie my loops together. And then I hold the middle and pull one side, the other side. By holding the middle, it keeps the ribbon flat again. Like I talked about with the first card, it keeps the ribbon flat so that you have not a big bump. And then that way, when you mail your card, you don't have the post office giving you a hard time. Because this card should not cost extra postage to mail. One thing you may want to do when you do mail your cards that have a little bit more elements like this on there, I'm just going to put this just kind of off to the bottom there, is take a sheet of just white cardstock, you know, just white, a piece of white cardstock, and lay it over the front of your card. And then that way when it goes through the postage meter, it doesn't catch on any of this. It also makes it appear thinner. You have 1/4 inch for a standard mailing envelope. So this is nowhere near a 1/4 inch wide. Even with dimensionals, they compress. All right, what do we need here? We need more of these wonderful little gems. And I'm going to use 2 big ones in the peach flowers. And again, you can keep pulling these back up, these petals back up. And one in that. Whoops. I don't know where my pick tool is. I seem to have lost it. I don't know, it's probably in a bag someplace, right? And then the little ones in the calypso coral. One more. There we go. And voila. Isn't that beautiful? With the, this is a soft sea foam. It's just, you get just this little subtle green in here. Just beautiful, right? Simple stamping too. And it didn't take very long. Okay, last but not least is our little gift bag. Okay, and we're using a whole lot of pieces here. We're using another piece of that same designer paper. I've pre-cut out another one of the elements from the Unbounded Love. This little label right here. And I also grabbed one of the little leaves. So I'm using a little seafoam leaf, soft seafoam leaf, which we need to get rid of all of the inside little pieces there, right? My piercing tool here. This is a take your pick tool, but I don't have the spatula end on here. Although, you know what, it's probably right there. You know, I always forget that these are in here. They're too funny. And I use a brush end one too. All right. So for this one, we have, see if I can get all these little parts and pieces out of your view so that you don't get confused on what I'm using here, right? All right. So this piece of paper is 5 by 2 3/4. And we're going to score it at one edge at 3/4 of an inch, the long edge here. Okay, then we're going to flip it 90 degrees and we're going to do 3/4 of an inch here. Okay, I'm going to go this way because the more paper you keep on your scoreboard, the better, or your cutting board. I just don't have my scoreboard handy. And the next one is 2 3/8. And then 3 1/8. And again, the instructions I will have for you to download on my blog. The description's in the bottom. The link is in the bottom. So if you want the cutting, you know, full cutting instructions for everything, pop on over there and you can download those, no charge. Okay, we're going to get our score lines here. And this little one down here. And then we need to cut away a few pieces here. I'm going to cut away this little side piece. And then my score lines. I like to V these, just in a very slight V. Oops. Because it seems to make it so that it folds together and hides the edges a little bit. And then this one, same thing. Get that out of there. And then this one we don't even need. Okay. And I'm going to use my thing here. And let's see, let's tape this edge. You could use liquid glue, you could use sticky strip. This tape is pretty strong. It's a little teeny box, so it doesn't take a whole lot. And then, of course, if you just fold that flat, you don't have to try to do it three-dimensional, right? Oh, I guess I needed that other piece over there. And then this one, we want to do this in this direction. Guess I was supposed to not cut that other corner off. And then the same thing. You can leave it flat to get some tape on there. Got tape on my thing. And tape the bottom closed. Okay, so you got this cute little box right here, right? And then the handles. I'm going to just take my bone folder. These are like 4 1/4 by 1/4 inch. I'm just going to take my bone folder and